Welcome to Bias Bash. I'm Lauren Green. Authorities are still investigating what caused a train to lurch off the tracks Tuesday in Philadelphia, killing 8 people. But are the media asking the right questions about what happened and how the disaster may have been prevented? Here with how the press is covering this developing story is Ellen Ratner, Bureau Chief of Talk Radio News Service and a Fox News contributor. So, Ellen, you ride that commuter train a lot, so you've got a lot of information about what you think might have happened or what you think should happen.
Well, first of all, I tell people I live on Amtrak, so I feel like I do. And there's many of parts of this story that I don't think the press are covering. It took them about 18 hours yesterday to cover the issue of seatbelts, something that we really need to begin to look at in terms of Amtrak. Secondly, on the regional train, as you and I were talking about off the air, there are not compartments for luggage. You just put them up above your head, and they become missiles if the train stops quickly or if, God forbid, you have a derailment like we did. So that's a sort of second issue. The third issue is, what is the culture of Amtrak? So, number one, did the engineer have to push ahead because he would get in trouble for the train being late? Or number two, what about the people who are there, who are staff? They often sit in the cafe car, and I actually wrote to Amtrak about 10 months ago to try and get an answer, which I did not, about what is the policy about staff sitting there, because they should be either in the back of the train or the front of the train like they are on airplanes, so that they can help passengers to get out. They just found a passenger today who had been missing. So that's another issue. And then when I asked one of the staff people last summer, they said, well, we've been working 12 hours. Okay, so how many hours are these people working? And was that a factor in this accident? And last but not least, what about the situation with the engineer? Is there only one engineer on a train?
Yeah.
What if something happens to that engineer? What if the engineer falls asleep or has a stroke or whatever? I mean, these are the kinds of questions that need to be asked.
You know, all these things are really wonderful and makes perfect sense because they're all safety precautions that we should be looking at. But there's one thing that happened that the train, that's a mystery. It's like, why was the train traveling more than twice the speed limit going into that curve? And one of the experts looking at that saying that the train system has no positive train control. It's a system by which it slows the train down if it's going over the speed limit in certain areas. And that track did not have that. And they said that would have made the difference. Now, so all of those safety issues you've mentioned would never have to come into play if they had this other system.
Well, that's right. Now, some of the Democrats are saying that it's money. A Republican member of Congress talked today about the fact that it has to do with technology. So, again, we need the press to look into which of these two is the truth, or is it some combination of the two? And that is why we do Bias Bash, to look at things that are not covered or bias in the media.
All right. Well, that's a very good point. Thanks so much, Ellen. If you want to hear more media analysis on this topic, catch Media Buzz with Howard Kurtz, Sundays at 11 a.m. Eastern and again at 5 p.m. Eastern on the Fox News Channel. I'm Lauren Green, and thanks for watching.